Let's talk about millennials and real estate. Some interesting numbers and attitudes, I think, is probably the way to put it, that younger people have towards home ownership, what they look for when they get into the real estate market.
I was surprised by this.
By what part? Almost all of it, right?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that half of the home buyers in the U.S. this year are under the age of 36.
Right.
That's surprising to me.
Officially, as of last year, millennials have now taken over the lion's share of the real estate market, the residential real estate market. And so it's very hard, by the way, to look at both of you at the same time.
I know. You don't have to look at us.
It's like,
I'm just going to...
look at Blake.
Look at Blake's beard.
Blake is a
Blake's
good
just
reflection
typing.
of us.
Anyway, so...
I didn't look at this age group as people that wanted to buy and settle down, right away. I mean, you look at some of the other habits that this age group... I'm resistant to say millennial because I know they don't like being called millennials. So
no, we don't.
I say this age... Well played. This age group, they like to go to these food courts, right, and have lunch in 7 minutes. They like things quick. They don't have a lot of patience. It just kind of strikes me as odd that they want to settle in one place.
There are so many bad raps, though.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just behavior.
But let's face it. We use all these little factoids to like dish on millennials. Almost everybody.
You can use the word millennial as a pejorative.
Yes, and the sad reality is it's all our fault.
Yeah,
whatever is lacking in the millennial generation is the result of what hasn't been passed down from the two generations prior. That's one of the things that we're finding in the DIY thing, which we can talk about in a bit. But as far as real estate goes, okay, don't forget the fact that they were coming of age and saw the stock market just completely collapse. Completely collapse.
True.
And so as a demographic, millennials are far more excited about the stability of real estate, and rightly so, because what was this? I was reading this report where from now and from the time of the collapse, or from 2000 through 2016, average return on the stock market was about 5%. But real estate, even with the bubble and the burst and the recovery, 11%. So they're excited about the stability of the real estate market, owning something real. And I personally think they are the generation, more than any generation right now, that is actually, they're kind of yearning for tangible things, tangible
because so
things.
much other stuff has been taken away from them, if that's not even the right way to put it. But they're losing so many other tangible things that we had when we were growing up.
Exactly. And so with the internet and technology going the way that it's going, the idea of physical tangibility, real estate, just something real that you can hang on to and say, hey, this thing
Why
is of value
is that?
to
Is
me.
it just because their lives were more fluid than ours were? What's the difference? Like, what are the tangibles that we had that they don't have?
Books.
Okay.
Books, face-to-face conversations,
Yeah.
Old telephones.
and a sense of just interacting with the physical world in a completely different way. And so I think that's a yearning. I mean, you think about this. Among the millennials, one of the things on a positive side that they've developed a reputation for? They want artisanal cheeses. They want to bake their own bread.
Charcuterie, Hoff.
Right?
Yeah,
right.
charcuterie.
But this is a reality. This is a generation that is kind of intuitively yearning for some very old world ideas.
Yeah.
Like, hey, no. I don't want a factory to make No, I want to learn how to do this myself. I want to...
I wonder what's going to happen to the frozen food aisles. You know what I mean? Because they don't like things done like that. Like, like you said, baking their own bread, artisanal cheeses. They are not into crap.
They're cooking their own meals more than our generation cooked
all
their
those
own
new
meals.
fresh boxes and things.
So you think about all that living that's going on, okay, all that kind of time invested in that, it actually ends up making sense that they would want a headquarters to actually do that in. And therefore, a house.
There are specific things that they're looking for in these houses. I want to talk to you about that when we come back.
Gary and Shannon will continue with Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer.